So it's the fall of 2013, and the Xbox One is about to launch. But in this video, we're going to do an unboxing of an Xbox 360 and a media remote. So let's get to it. So with the brand new Xbox launching, why am I buying a last generation console? Well, I'm actually not going to really use this for video gaming, although it does come with two controllers in here. I'm using this as a Windows Meda Center Extender in my attic. Now, if you pay attention to my channel, you know that I've set up a home theater PC in my living room, and I use that as my DVR. And then I can pipe content to my other television sets in the house with Windows Meda Center Extenders. Now, I have two dedicated devices for that, but I never tried it with an Xbox 360. So that's what this video is all about. Now, in all honesty, it's been several months since I bought this. Again, you have the remote in here and the console in the larger box. So I don't remember exactly how much I spent on it. I'm pretty sure I spent $170 shipped for the console and then $10 shipped for the media remote. So we're looking at somewhere probably around $180, $185 in these two boxes here, or actually this isn't a box, but what we have in this video here. If there's a packing slip in there, I can tell you for sure. But I actually, to be honest, I bought these about 6 months ago, maybe a little bit less than that. I don't know the exact time I bought it, but it's been a really busy year. And those of you who have followed my channel know that I haven't posted a lot of videos this year because it has been a crazy year for me. But let me grab my trusty cutter and let's start with the remote here and just get this out of the paper here. And this is actually an older style remote. This actually went with the, probably, I don't know if you'd call it Generation 1 Xbox 360. But as you can see here, it's the white remote. It is OEM. It is made by Microsoft. It's not one of the many third-party remotes. It does come with two AA batteries. We'll pull this out of this plastic in a minute. Let's just put that to the side and get this box open. This box is pretty beat up, and that's the way it showed up to my house. That wasn't from me. So hopefully everything works in there because, again, it has been several months since I purchased this, so I don't know if I have any recourse. Actually, I'm surprised it's still staying closed. Look at that. This is the bottom of the box because I didn't want to take the labels off the top, so this should be an easy cut, one of the easiest for this very dull cutter here. So it looks like the original box is not there, or is it there? I don't know. We'll see when we get this open. Because there are some things on the side here. That is obviously an Xbox 360 controller, wireless. I actually did get the opportunity to get my hands on the brand new Xbox One controllers, and they feel a little bit smaller than this controller here, and the triggers feel a lot more premium on the new controller. So, but for those of you who are used to the old Xbox controller, if you haven't touched the new controller yet, it's very similar. So this comes with two controllers in here, so that's one of them. And what else do we have here? Okay, this is Nico or Nico. I don't know how they pronounce that. It's been a while since I've been into gaming. There was a time there where I owned all three systems, the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox. I even went with the Wii and the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So this is actually my second Xbox 360 I've ever owned, but since I don't really game anymore, I don't own those consoles anymore. So this, again, is the charger, so I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I think you have special charging bricks that you put on the back of the controller, and that comes with it. So let's pull that out. We'll look at that a little bit closer when we get everything out of the box. So yeah, here are the battery packs, the Nico battery packs that go on the Xbox 360 controllers that are rechargeable, and looks like it comes with two. What else do we have here? We have another Xbox controller, and this one actually looks different. This one is a gray and black, whereas the other one was just straight black. A little different there. This has got the chrome button here, and this has got a flat button. But I assume that they are both first-party controllers. Alright, this is the Xbox itself. Now again, I'm not using this for gaming, and I believe this is the arcade version or the low-end version. I think it's a 4 gig version. So for those of you who are gamers out there, you might want something a little bit more, with a little bit more juice to it, a little bit more, well actually not juice because they're all powered the same, but you want a little more capacity on it. I don't know, like I said, I'm really not up on gaming these days, so I know that there's some games that have to install on the machine itself, so you want a higher capacity drive. I'm not too concerned with that, because again, primarily I'm using this as an extender, and if I have the time, which generally I don't, for those of you who follow my channel, you saw that I did an unboxing on a Wii U, and unfortunately I sold it because, not because I didn't like it, but it was because I just didn't have time to play games. So I thought somebody would get some use out of it because it was just sitting around and I never had time to play it. So, pretty much the same with this, although on rare occasion, if a buddy of mine comes over, we might play one of the Gears of War games that I missed out on. Or maybe one of the Halo games, I don't know. We'll see. Let's get this stuff out of the way. So the box looks in good condition here, and it is the newer model Xbox. I don't know if it's the most current version of the Xbox 360, but Kinect ready. I don't really care about the Kinect. I know some people who love the dance games on there, but girls generally. I've never tried it out, but here is the console itself. It's packed in there very nicely. Here is a giant power brick here that comes along with it. That's an interesting cord. I don't believe that that's the way it looked when I had my first gen Xbox 360. Which, by the way, I had a first gen, probably got it a year after launch. Never red ringed on me. Of course, I really take good care of my things, so my PS2 never died on me, and I know that had problems too. That had a track record of dying on people, but not for me. So let's see what else we have in here. On this side we have more for the power brick, just your basic power cord there. And I don't think there's anything in the center here. That's where the controller would have been. Yeah. And then over on this side is... Okay, that's interesting. That's your basic video out, but it's not high definition. So, hopefully I don't have to buy, because I know this end is proprietary, and I hope I don't have to buy something with HDMI on one side. Again, I've been out of the loop for so long on these things, so I don't know. I'll take a look at the console and find out what I need. Controllers, we all know what those are about. I mean, this system has been around for a long time. Again, this looks like the controller that probably came with the system because it's a little bit newer, and this looks like an older 360 controller. And of course back here, for those of you who don't know, this is where you put your batteries in. And while we have this out, why don't we grab one of these battery packs, these Nyko battery packs, and put it in here to see how this works. So, there we go. You can see on the back there's the contact point there, fits in there just like the regular battery pack. And then you take the charger here, and let's take a quick tour around the charger, because I normally do that. It's made out of a off-white matte plastic. You have what looks to be lights on either side here, probably 1 and 2, I would imagine, since it's for 2 controllers, so it'll tell you how many of the controllers are charging. It says charger base, Nyko charger base. And on the side, you have some venting here. You have a chrome strip around it. and of course you plug it in, and then on the bottom you got some nice little grippy pads there, so it's not going to be, well, can slide around, but at least it grips fairly well. So this is the controller with the battery pack in it. You just slide it in there, sits in there really nice, and of course the contacts meet up with the contacts here, and you charge it up. Now hopefully these battery packs can still hold a decent charge. But again, not a huge priority because I can just use the regular AA batteries, and again, I'm probably not going to be doing a whole lot of gaming on this anyway. So let's put that to the side. Let's take a look at the 360 itself. Looks to be in excellent condition. This is the matte plastic one, which is my preference because anything with a glossy piano finish, really I could do without. Now I know there's some glossy accents on here, but at least it's not overkill. So, let's see, which way does this stand? Okay, these are the feet down here. So this is the way it stands if you want it vertically, which generally has led to problems with Xboxes, and I never had mine vertically, my first gen. But I think by the time this rolled out, they fixed the problems. And then, of course, horizontally, which is the way I'm going to have it, not only because I don't want any problems with it, but it's going to fit into where I'm going to put it in better this way. It has an interesting design. It's probably not new to many people. As you can see there, it still has that thinner center area and thicker outer areas. You have your tray here with your Xbox 360 branding. Looks like some sort of eject button there up top. You have your power button here, which has the lights around it, which has the infamous, when you get the red ring of death, that's where you get it. Hopefully it just stays green for you. I've never seen the red ring of death in person. Up here you have two USB ports in there. And there's a button here. I don't know what that button does, but there is a button there. You have venting here, which is always good because these boxes, especially the Xboxes, have been known to overheat, and that's again what caused the problems. On the bottom you have a lot of venting, and also on the top, or depending on how you hold it or how you put it down, you have it either on the sides or top and bottom. On the other side, you have your four rubberized feet here, and your Xbox 360 branding there. And of course, you have your branding on the other side there. So let's take a look at the ports on the back. Now you actually have a Kensington lock here, in case you got to lock down your Xbox. Here you have your power port. You have an optical audio out. You have your proprietary AV jack here. You have an HDMI port, which is good, so I don't need any proprietary cord. All I need to do is get an HDMI cord to plug this to my projector. You do have an Ethernet port here, but it does have wireless built in. And then this is the auxiliary port that the Kinect plugs into. It looks like a display port. And then you have three more USB ports on the back. So you got 5 USB ports in total on this device. Now before we go, let's open this thing up here and take a look at the remote. So here's the remote. It fits actually really nicely in the hand. It's pretty thin, and you got a lot of controls on here. Up top you have your Xbox 360 button. You can actually open and close the disc tray. You have an on-off button there. You have your play controls there. You have a display button, a title button, an info button, a back button, and a DVD menu button. You can also use Netflix on something like this, but you do have to have an Xbox Live account for that. So I have a lot of devices that do Netflix for free, so I'm not going to be getting an Xbox Live account. I'm just going to be using this as a media extender. So probably not even going to use it as a DVD player because I have a Blu-ray up there that I'll be using. So primarily I'll be using the directionals here, your OK button, your up, down, left and right. You have your actual buttons on here, your Y button, X button, A button, and B button. And they actually have other functions too. One's a guide button, which is the Y button, and one's a live TV button, which is the B button. You have volume controls here, TV control, mute, channel up and down. That'll come in handy because that's something that you can use through Windows Meda Center Extender, especially when you have the main Media Center PC as your DVR as well. You have your Windows Media Center key here. You have an enter button, a record button, which is interesting, which I can use because, again, it's a DVR. You have an input button or a clear button, and then you have your numeric keypad down here, which includes a 100 button and a back button. So a lot of keys on that remote. It's all matte off-white plastic, and then, of course, it is a line-of-sight IR remote. You have your Microsoft branding up top here, so again, it is a first-party remote. I have tried third-party controllers in the past, and when I had my original Xbox, and wasn't as good as one of these. So let's just put the AA's in here that came with it, and let's see how weighty or not weighty it feels. Not very heavy, good remote, and there you go, you can see it lights up, which is really cool because I'm going to be using it in a room that has a projector. So it's very handy to have a remote that lights up like that because it's going to be a dark room. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And as always, if you want to help out my channel, give me a thumbs up or favorite this video. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.